The world thought peace had finally returned. After years of turmoil, the silence felt like a victory. But the sky was never truly silent. It was only waiting. Waiting for the moment the veil would be torn away. That night, under a peaceful moon, a strange, low-humming vibration began to fill the air, a sound that felt older than the city itself. It grew from a whisper to a deep, bone-rattling thrum. High above, the clouds began to twist and churn, not from weather, but from something pushing its way through the very fabric of our atmosphere. A shadow fell over the city, vast and absolute. The colossal obsidian form of an alien mothership descended, blocking out the stars one by one. Panic erupted on the streets below. A wave of terror washed over the city as people finally looked up. The silent night shattered into a symphony of screams, the screech of tires, and the horrifying groan of metal as cars crashed into one another. Buildings trembled on their foundations, their windows rattling as if in fear. The world as we knew it was ending. And when the sky finally opened, when the fabric of reality tore apart, the storm answered. A bolt of brilliant, impossible blue lightning, thicker than any natural strike, slammed down from the heavens. It didn't strike the ground, it struck a rooftop. And where it hit, something rose. From the flash of light and ozone, a figure emerged. Its fur glowed with an inner electric light, and its eyes burned with the fury of a tempest. This was Mewozilla, not a monster of destruction, but an antibody, a force of nature awakened by the cosmic trespasser. He let out a roar, a sound that was part thunder, part primal cry. It echoed across the entire city, a defiant challenge to the invaders in the sky, a promise that Earth would not fall without a fight. The roar was a declaration of war. From the belly of the mothership, the first wave descended. They weren't soldiers in armor, they were biomechanical horrors. Alien drones, sleek and insectoid, dropped from the sky like venomous rain. They had long, clawed limbs designed for tearing, razor-sharp wings that sliced through the air, and at their core, a malevolent, glowing energy source pulsed with cold intent. A voice, metallic, devoid of all emotion, echoed through their network, a synthesized command that chilled the soul. Target, Earth's anomaly. The lightning beast. With a unified, terrifying screech, the swarm of drones charged, their glowing cores lighting up the night as they swarmed toward Mewozilla. A tide of living weapons meant to overwhelm and extinguish the planet's defender. But this was a storm they could not comprehend. Mewozilla met their charge head-on. He launched himself forward, a blur of fur and crackling energy. His claws, wreathed in electricity, tore through the air, leaving trails of blue lightning in their wake. The first impact was catastrophic. Lightning exploded across the night sky as he collided with the drone swarm. Metal and alien biology shattered in midair, raining down on the streets below like shrapnel. Each swipe of his claws, each burst of energy from his body was a thunderclap that annihilated dozens of the invaders. He was a whirlwind of controlled chaos, a guardian turning the invaders' own aggression against them. He was not just fighting, he was cleansing the sky. Miles away, in a hardened military control room, the world's leaders and top minds could only watch in stunned silence. Screens that once showed traffic patterns and weather forecasts now displayed the impossible, a giant lightning-wielding creature single-handedly holding back an extraterrestrial invasion. The highest-ranking general, a man who had seen decades of conventional warfare, stared at the main monitor, his face a mixture of awe and disbelief. "That creature," he said, his voice heavy, "is our last line of defense." Beside him, a scientist, her hands trembling slightly, corrected him. "Not a creature, General Anaguardian, to storm given form. The planet's own immune response. They were witnessing mythology made real, a force beyond their science, and their only hope. The drones were merely a probe, a test, and Mewozilla had passed with terrifying colors. In response, the mothership revealed its true champion. Its central bay doors opened with a groan that shook the city, releasing a being of unimaginable scale and power. A towering alien warbeast, engineered for conquest. Its skin was like dark, polished obsidian, its veins pulsed with a sickening cosmic energy, and its eyes burned like dying stars. It was a monster forged in the heart of a black hole, designed to break entire worlds. As it landed, its roar was not just sound. It was a physical shockwave that threw cars into the air like toys and shattered windows for blocks. This was the true threat. Mewozilla, seeing his challenger, dug his claws deep into the asphalt, bracing himself. Electricity erupted from his body, swirling around him like a hurricane of pure energy. The duel of titans was about to begin. The clash of giants was apocalyptic. They collided with a force that made the earlier chaos seem tame. An entire city block shattered on impact. It was a primal battle of opposing forces, nature's raw fury against a weapon of the cosmos. Lightning from Mewozilla's claws met beams of raw purple plasma from the warbeast's maw. The streets cracked and split open, and buildings already weakened crumbled into dust. The air was thick with the smell of ozone and burnt metal. Mewozilla, using his agility, lunged and bit down hard on the beast's metallic shoulder, his electrified fangs trying to find purchase. But the warbeast was a creature of brute strength. It grabbed Mewozilla, its grip like a vice, and with a guttural roar, slammed him through a series of skyscrapers, turning the city's landmarks into rubble. The relentless power of the alien weapon was overwhelming. Mewozilla was thrown to the ground with a sickening thud that shook the earth. He lay in a crater of his own making, sparks flickering weakly from his fur. The alien beast towered above him, its victory imminent. It began to charge a massive energy blast in its chest cavity, a miniature sun of destructive power aimed directly at the fallen Guardian. On the screens in the command center, the mood turned somber. The storm was fading. The blast fired a blinding white light that consumed everything. The explosion was immense, a mushroom cloud of fire and smoke that rose high into the night sky, silencing the entire city. For a moment, there was nothing. Silence. The smoke drifted lazily across the ruins. Hope was extinguished. But then, a flicker. A single spark of blue lightning in the heart of the inferno. It grew arcing through the smoke. Slowly, painfully, Mewozilla rose. He was heavily scarred, his body battered, but his eyes glowed brighter than ever before, burning with a renewed, defiant intensity. His very scars sparked with untamed electricity. A low, deep rumble of thunder shook the city to its core. Storms are not so easily defeated because storms never die. They only gather strength. He tilted his head back and unleashed a colossal surge of lightning, not at his enemy, but straight into the roiling storm clouds he had created above. This was his ultimate gambit. The lightning he sent up acted as a conductor, a call to the sky itself. In response, massive bolts of lightning, 100 times more powerful than before, arced down from the clouds, converging on Mewozilla. He became a living conduit for the planet's atmospheric fury, channeling it all into his own body. He wasn't just wielding the storm anymore. He was the storm. With a final deafening roar, he fired it all. A massive, concentrated beam of pure lightning. A river of celestial energy shot from his mouth and struck the alien warbeast directly in its core. The creature let out a high-pitched scream of agony as its body overloaded, its metallic shell cracking and disintegrating into cosmic dust. The feedback loop was catastrophic. The dying beast's energy signature linked back to the mothership, causing it to collapse inward on itself like a dying star, imploding in a silent, final flash of light. As dawn approached, the world looked up. The alien ship was gone. The sky was clear. On the peak of a ruined tower, Mewozilla stood. Tired, scarred, but victorious. He had faced the void and held the line. Earth was saved. But the silence that followed was different. It wasn't the silence of peace, but of awareness. The stars are wide and full of other threats, and storms must always stay ready. With a final look over the city he protected, Mewozilla turned and walked into the dissipating smoke, his powerful form vanishing from sight. All that remained was the faint, lingering flicker of lightning in his wake. Thank you for watching our story unfold. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more tales from our universe.